Alrighty, welcome everyone watching. Once again, thank you for tuning in. As you can see, we have a small group, but Lee's out of town, so we gotta do this every Monday. As you can see, we got two new guys, two new men in the group. It was crazy. It was crazy. Eric got here on Friday. Valentine's Day, Friday, and then you got here the next day. It was crazy. So if you can just tell us a little about you, introduction.
Yeah, my name's Eric. An addict, just trying to work on myself. Got a lot of family that supports me. Got an amazing girlfriend that's supporting me, and got two kiddos that
Awesome.
I want to get home to, and just trying to figure this thing out as best I can. So willing to put in the work, make it happen.
Perfect. What about you? We also got Joseph, aka Giuseppe.
My name's Joseph from Corpus Christi. I was in the home for about a year and a half, and I just felt it was time for me to leave. And I left, and I'm walking down the street with my luggage, and I walk into a cigarette shop or store, and I tell the lady if I could use her phone. And while I'm there, I tell her my story that I just left a home that I've been in a year and a half, and she says, "Well, you know, a guy just left, and he left his information. He's running a home right now, and he's looking for people if they need a place." And I said, "Well, yeah." So I gave him a call, and here I am.
Crazy, man.
Continuing my walk with God.
That's great.
And staying out of doing alcohol and drugs.
Great, that's great, that's great. Well, welcome to the family. We're glad, honestly, we're glad that you're with us. So, we got a topic a little bit, I don't know, you know how I tend to make things complicated, but I put it, stepping down versus stepping out. It's something that I've dealt with in the past, and I would love to convey this idea, and then we can all, talk about it. For example, in the past, as you may know, I was in ministry, and at one point, some of us had to step down from the leadership position. But here's where many people misunderstand what's going down, and I understand, but the idea is this. I stepped down from ministry, but I never stepped out, if that makes any sense. Because I was still active just behind the curtains, behind closed doors. I never lost my relationship with God. I knew who I was. But many people think like, oh, well, he stepped down. Probably he needs to come back to the Lord. Like in my case, I never left God. So that's the idea that I'm trying to convey. Sometimes in our life, we have to step down for a little bit, get our act together or do something. But that doesn't mean we're quitting. That's what I'm trying to get. It's like a time off. It's like a break that we take in life. And unfortunately, for many people, it seems like we quit. But that's not the case. So, I would like for you guys to expand. What do you got, Matt?
Y'all, I was gone last week. I was under the weather with the flu. So, it was like 7 days straight, just torment, physical torment, man. Thank God for walk-in clinics. And thank God that I am grateful today that I have a job that I earn enough money to be able to pay for situations like that.
Good.
In the past, I would have there would have been nothing left over for me to be able to do stuff like that. So it's just small stuff like that kind of big leaps for people in recovery. So stepping down and stepping out. For me, I've had to step down from certain roles in my life because I knew that I was in a position that I could no longer be of use in that role. And it took a lot of humility for me to do that because my first instinct is, how is this going to make me look?
Wow. Yep.
This is going to be embarrassing. People are going to judge me. My character's on the line. Where this position that I'm in is on the line, all that stuff, man. But I thank God for where He's brought me from in my past, because without that past, it'd be very difficult for me to humble myself today. I think one of the main reasons I'm able to step down from things sometimes in my life is because I realize that I'm not always well equipped, you know, and it's okay to admit that. There's some things that I'm just not ready to do yet, even though I'm in recovery, even though some time has gone by where I'm no longer chasing the dope. I'm no longer at the dope house. I'm no longer in front of the liquor store begging for money. But there's still a lot of things in my life that are still in the process of God recovering. So I believe that once we are saved, once we are reborn, that yes, that we're new creations, but there is a journey up ahead. There's a journey that takes steps that God allows me to see ever so much, you know, with how he sheds his light on those things. So for me, I think it's good when a man or a woman is able to admit to themselves and be honest with themselves about where they're at, and instead of pretending that they got it under control, that they reach out for help, and that they admit that they need some further guidance, they need some further teaching, some further understanding to be able to continue in that role that they're in. You know, for me, just being here alone has definitely showed me just how inadequate I am in certain areas of my life, but also because of who I am today, I'm able to say, okay, you know what? That's an area that I can admit I don't know what I'm doing, but I'd like to grow. Can you teach me? And for me, man, it just works. Life works in my favor to be, you know, when I operate that way, versus the old way, which is I'm gonna lie. I mean, I have to lie. I have to pretend that that's not really what's going on. I have to cover it up, and then I just end up in this entire world of false advertising and false, and then it just doesn't feel real, you know. And I don't know about you guys, but the longer I'm living a life that feels fake, the more I just want to say screw it.
Yeah.
You know. Honestly, today I can only be authentic. So the guys, whoever's involved in my life, they may see me sometimes, and I'm not going to sugarcoat things, nor am I going to pretend to be in a good mood or all these things unless I know that that's really where my heart is, you know. And I don't say things that I don't mean, you know. And when I speak out of love with people, I say what I mean, you know, because I just want to be real today. I've been fake for so long in my life. And I'll shut up with this. You know, I have a girlfriend that I'm learning to step back into life with, and for a long time, man, because of she knows about my history. She knows about the divorce that I've had. She knows about the things that have gone on in the marriage. She knows about the struggles that have gone on with things that caused the marriage to end. And still she's accepted me, and still she's by my side. But I couldn't just not tell her those things. You know, I'd have to be honest about where I'm at, because I don't want to create this image that she starts to believe in, and then one day I can't juggle it anymore, and then I just drop the ball and I say screw it. Screw the relationship, screw my life, screw the ministry. I'm just going back to square one, and I've done that so many times. So I think this is a good topic. At first I was a little flabbergasted with Moy's choosing of words, but you know, it's good for me, man. It's good for me because this is a humble topic. You can't just speak on it without really being, you know, real about where you're at. So thank you.
Yeah, you hit the spot right there, man. Because, you know, for the longest time, I was just trying to do things on my own. I was trying to make it work, make it happen. Because, like you said, my reputation was on the line. My testimony was on the line. Like, all of this image that I created was on the line. And so stepping down from me was like not even an option. No, it's just not going to happen. What is people say about me? They're going to think that I failed morally or that I'm sinning or that I created God. And at one point I was like, you know what? I don't give a crap. I'm just gonna have to do this because I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my own. And it's healthy sometimes to say no. But you just can't do it all for everyone. You just can't say yes to everything. Sometimes you just have to say no and step down for a minute and work on that. Look up, look back to Jesus, look, and figure it out. That's what I'm trying to say. But that does not mean it's kind of funny because I got even calls from my grandma. And regularly she calls me, and one time she just called me and like, mijo, I'm so worried about you, because you're not going to church and you don't forget God, because He loves you. And I was like, of course I'm not forgetting. In other words, she gave the impression that like in her mind I'm already like a sinner and I'm going to hell and I just quit on God. I'm like, no, I just stepped down from ministry. I stepped down from church, from my job, and that's it. I'm working things out. But I never quit it. I never stepped down. You know what I mean? So you hit that, and then all because I don't want people to talk bad about me. I have this impression, that I have to keep up, this image, this false reality. So, anyways, any of the new guys?
People have the nice things, and I will be the first to say it, man. I love money. I love money. I love what it can buy you. I love how it makes you feel when you don't have to think about it. But then there's like two ways that you can look at it. Are you using it for the right things and helping people with it, making your life better and the people around you better, providing for the ones that love you, providing for yourself? Or are you using it for bad stuff? You know what I'm saying? To buy dope or, just finessing people, where you run out of it and now you're coming up with excuses and lies to get money from others. And it's just a constant battle of back and forth, and it's lies. And like you said, Matt, it's like you just don't want to lie anymore. You just get to a point where it's just like there's too many lies. You can't even keep up with them. So it's like you're just making yourself look like a fool. And if you think about it, it's like if you were really worried about your image, you're making yourself look like a dumbass by the image that you're portraying. You're so worried about it, but people know what's going on. You think they don't, but they do, right? Yeah. So it's like if you're really worried about your image, you are going about this the whole wrong way right now. You know what I mean? It's like you're not clearly worried about your image. You're worried about yourself. You're being selfish. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're worried about your image and being who God made you to be, you would be doing the right things instead of the wrong things. And then your image would be, what you really want people to look at you as is a good person, a good friend, a good son, a good father. If you have children, a brother, to not just your immediate family, but your brothers and your sisters around you, And so I just think that, I've got a lot to learn, but being that I've been through this process a few times and where I'm at in life and how far I have come here in the last, year and a half, I had the option to come here. I didn't have to. And it's always been one of those deals where this is a last resort for me. And I wasn't really, it was going to get there very quickly, but I was at a point where it's just like, bro, listen to somebody else instead of listening to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like the person that's telling you to do this, the persons that are telling you to do this want you to get better. You know what I mean? Like they love you. They're not worried about your image. They're worried about you because they love you and they want you to do the right thing and just get better at life and be who it is that you're supposed to be, And doing the spiritual advisor. What's his name? I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with everybody's name. Ron. Yeah, like when we did my spiritual assessment earlier, and this is not in all cockiness, but I know the blessings that God has given me. Like I'm a good-looking guy that has a sharp tongue. And it's all correlated. Like you have a sharp tongue, but do you use that for good or do you use that for bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that I'm good at sales, right? But I'm over sales in a sense. It's like you're BSing a lot of people just to get money, as much money as you can from them. You can be good at it, but it's like that's a gift God gave me and put me through the experiences that I've gone through that I could really actually help somebody out with that versus like, let me sell you this for this so I can make this. Like. Nah, why don't you get on stage in front of some youngsters that can like listen to you and try to maybe learn something? And it's like the old saying goes, you could talk to 1,000 people. Not all 1,000 people are going to get it, But if only one person does, then you did your job. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's just a point I want to get to, and just keep rocking and rolling and make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
Let it go and just give it over to God, man. Write a letter, like Matt said. You know, Matt had mentioned that yesterday. Because you get it, you start learning, and all this stuff goes through your brain, and you don't have like a recorder on you to like to listen to everything, but certain things that are said, you're like, man, I've thought about praying, and I have, like, God, I need you to just take this from me, bro, because, and I talk to God like He's my boy, you know what I mean? Like I will be like, bro, I need you to help me out, man. You know, like I'm struggling, dude. Like, help me. And I never thought about putting pen to paper with that and just writing them a letter, folding it up, you know what I mean? And so it's just things that I'm learning that I'm open to listening to, but that's all I got, you know.
Awesome. That's good, man. That's good. Who do we got over there? All the way to the end. What up?
So y'all said a lot. I mean, y'all covered just about everything. I feel like I really don't know what to say. What I know stepping down for me is from myself, from my job. I have a little bit of self-entitlement with a lot of things. I feel like I know everything. Talk a lot. That's what everybody tells me all the time, right? But
We all think we do.
you know, it's true though. So thinking about this, I've really got to take an inventory of the things that made me slow down and listen a lot of times. So I'm stepping down for myself. I mean, there's all kinds of things I've stepped down from, you know, family and, man, all the things these gentlemen have mentioned. But stepping down for myself, that's what I'm feeling right now, because I thought I had it all figured out. I mean, cakes and pies. So, you know, everything was so sweet, huh?
Brand already.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Anyway,
Good save,
so
good save.
so now, I think I'm gonna step out of faith. I've strengthened my relationship with the Lord. My step down is for me.
That's
For myself.
That's wild.
I want to chime in real quick because, again, like you said, something that reminded me of what I talked to Matt about and what I talked to Ron earlier about is boundaries. Boundaries with certain people in your life, no matter who they are. Your mother, right? Or, you know what I mean? Like, and that could be a whole other topic, but it just rang to me that, like, there's boundaries that gotta be set in my life for my life to change with certain people that I love and I'd do anything for in this world, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those people. And I'm not saying physically in this building, whatever, but I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for the people that have helped me. But at the same time, in reality, a lot of it's been enabling, and I gotta be able to set those boundaries. And like Ron said something earlier, and it goes what you just said, bro. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Because you need to listen more than you talk. And a wise man listens, you know what I'm saying? And a fool talks. So it's just like I said, if I had a recorder, there's so much knowledge that goes around. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I want to be that guy that just kind of sits back and just listens more than I talk, so I can get as much as I can from this. But yeah, that's
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy because me, I'm like him. I like to talk a lot sometimes. But lately, I'm this season. And that hit home. I'm like, I have to step down for myself too. And I've been listening. I mean, I've told Lee several times, bro. Like, I feel unqualified for this. I don't think I fit in here. I feel like small because I'm used to always be the guy that everybody goes to for help. And now I feel like I'm the one like needs help, you know. And like I don't know the situation. I don't know what's going on. And then I hear them talking, I'm like, bro, but it's this season, like I'm stepping down from myself and just listening, obtaining that information, that knowledge, that relationship with God also and other people. And it's tough, it's different, you know, because I'm used to always be talking, always know it all, you know, like Raul calls me, I always like, I know it all and I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna tell you. And now it's like this season that I'm just like silence, listening. Obviously, sometimes I speak, but that also hit home for me, man. That's very, very good. What we got, brother?
I think stepping down gives you a chance to analyze where you're at, where you want to go. Because just because you step down don't mean you can't go back. You step down and you can analyze where you are in life and where you want to go, where you want to move forward, or do you want to stay where you're at. I want to move. I just love to move around. There's so many people in this world that have knowledge and wisdom. And like he said, if you just shut up and listen, you'll obtain that wisdom. You can't learn anything while you're talking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amen.
But stepping down, like I said, I really think that gives you a chance to analyze where you're at in your life and where you want to go. And if you want to go back, well, you just jump back on the saddle. And if you don't, well, you move. God is going to guide you where he wants you, where he needs you. You just got to be obedient, which is something that we all, well, I do anyway, struggled with as a young man. But that's about all I have on stepping down.
That's good stuff.
It's great. Yeah, that was my main intention of choosing that topic because I guess we're about to close with this. We're the Men of Nehemiah Abilene. We're a program for rehab, and more than that, we're like a big family in here. We're a big family, and we love each other. We help each other. We get mad with each other, but then we're happy with it. I mean, it's like a family, man. And sometimes because we have some few calls. We've had some few calls of people asking for information.
This is yeah, you knew that's going to be the house joke, bro. As soon as that happens, where I was like, I'm going to take that. Put your shirt up, bro. You don't want to see that. This is the one.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned.
I love you, bro.
And so when I was going, like, we sometimes get calls from people asking for information about the program. First of all, we're 100% free, and we are run 100% on donations, so we would really appreciate any kind of donation, financially, or at the moment we're needing beds. We're at full capacity, so we need beds also. I'm going to link in the website on the comment and description. You can click there, you can make a donation, learn a little bit more about the program. So, but we have some calls, and guys, and I'm not talking bad, but all I'm saying is, they're like, so you're telling me that I have to be there for so long? I'm like, yeah. But honestly, the first 30 days are no contact. You're not going to have contact with family, with the outside. And that's where many guys are like, well, no, you know what? I have family, and you know what? I have a job, and you know what? I have these. But at the same, and again, I'm not judging. I'm just putting it like the way it is. And then thinking about here, we have a guy that has a big family. And he had to step down from that family to come here, get his life together, and that never meant that he quit. In fact, he came here because he wants to keep fighting, And so when people call and they're like, well, I don't know, I have a job, and I have a family, and I have these, and then why are I'm just saying, if you have any thoughts, get out of your mind. That's what I'm trying to say. It don't really matter what people say, what people think about you. This is, like I said, 100% free program. So if you're feeling that you are, guided into this position, into the Men of Nehemiah Abilene, give us a call. 325-232-6734. And just come down, be part of the family. We are a faith-based program. We talk a lot about Jesus, a lot about that guy, because we understand that without him, we cannot make it, without the help of God. Man, life is tough. And then we try to do it on our own, like I tried to do it on my own for so long. So anyway, that's all I gotta say. Just look at the description. The website is TMNOA Abilene. I already messed it up. I'm sorry. Just look at the description on the comment box. The website, there's a big button to donate as well. And any kind of donations, we appreciate it. And again, the phone number, 232-6734. Thank you guys for, sharing a little bit with us and the audience, everybody that is watching. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next Monday, and be blessed. That's all.
Bendiciones.
Bendiciones.